Howdy, hi. This is Deer Job Sports college basketball picks and predictions for Saturday, November 29th, 2025. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, first things first, got to recap previous day's results. On the day, we go 5-3, bringing our season record to 98 wins, 75 losses. We add $9 to the giveaway fund because we lost 3 games. That season total is now $63. All right, before I recap, I will remind everyone, please hit the subscribe button. I am trying to get to 15,000 by the end of this year. Currently, we're at 13,866. That is more than doable. Less than 30% of you are subscribed. Hit that button. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's get to the recap. First game, Butler minus 14.5 over 152.5. If you looked at the halftime score, you would not think this was possible that we won both of these. And then Thad Matta must have given the most, great, fantastic halftime speech in the history of halftime speeches. They were down 3 at halftime. They scored 65 points in the second half. They win the game 94-69. We covered the spread. We hit the over. Fantastic. Thank you to Butler for winning. Next one, crazy game. Oklahoma plus 1.5. What have we been saying the entire year? You never want to back Marquette as a favorite, and they lose as a favorite. Oklahoma 75, Marquette 74. Now I will say, this line flipped all the way through 0. So I know a few guys in the Discord had minus 1.5, minus 2. That is not fun. That is the main reason you bet college basketball the night before, to get the best lines possible. We had Oklahoma plus 1.5. They win on the shmoney line. They win by 1. We get it done. Next game, Arkansas State minus 115 at home against North Dakota State. Talk about a greasy game. This one went to overtime. Arkansas State wins 85-80. They shot 40% from the field, 91% from the free throw line. That is what we like to see. That is free throw regression. Or no, the opposite of regression. We've been due for our teams to make some goddamn free throws, and they did. North Dakota State, 39% from the field, 64% from the free throw line. Lovely. Simply lovely. Then our final winner was American minus 7 at home to Maine. This one got a little dicey towards the end of the game. At one point, American had a 20-point lead. Actually, 23-point lead was their largest, so I thought this was clear the entire way. Then it got kind of tight. But American pulls it out. They win 74-61. Maine, I genuinely believe they are a bottom 5 team in America. They shot 50% from the field today. 50. Too bad they shot 52% from the free throw line. 15 of 29. They won the offensive rebound battle 7-3. They lost the turnover battle by 10. They had 18 turnovers. How do you shoot 52% from the free throw line while also having 18 turnovers? Like, that is strictly coaching. That is only coaching. As a coach, you just tell your team, hey, you're shooting 42% from the free throw line this year. You're going to put up 300 free throws a day for the next 2 weeks. That is all you're doing. And then turnovers. Just run different offensive sets. Take the guys out who are turning it over. That is why Mark Chriswood, the dude next to the Marshall Thundering Herd logo, that is their coach. That's why he's on the ban list. He's awful at coaching. All right, now we get to the losers. I don't think this game definitely took place after the Illinois game, but whatever. This one was Texas State with a neutral site game in Vegas. Who did they play again? Oh, yeah, Seattle. This game was tied at halftime, and then Texas State could not make a shot to save their lives. Halftime 33-33. Full game, Seattle 66. Texas State 52. They only scored 19 points in the second half. Main problem, shooting. They only made 2 3-pointers. Now, 3-pointers, not the identity of this team. Their identity is bully ball down low. They were also not very good at that, as they shot 39% from the field. They won the offensive rebound battle 10-5. They won the overall rebound battle 36-27. They lost the turnover battle by 5. They just couldn't put the ball in the hoop. Like, you can't go 2 of 11 from deep. The other team shot 51% from the field. Not allowed. So that is how we lose the plus 5.5. Then you have Illinois, UConn, neutral site game, but not really. It was in Boston. This was interesting. UConn kind of got out and punched him in the mouth in the first half. The final score, 74-61. UConn taking the win. Illinois shot 32% from the field. 21% from deep. 32%. And to be honest, it was all the Europeans. All of them. The only guy who played well was their senior returning guard, Kylan Boswell. Everyone else was horrible. Stojakovic, 1 of 7. Mirkovic, 3 of 10. Wagler, another American, 1 of 3. You have Hermicius off the bench, 1 of 4. Petrovic off the bench, 1 of 7. Isovic off the bench, 1 of 7. All the Americans just said, fuck Thanksgiving. The day after, we're throwing this game. I hate America. I want to go back to my home country. That is what they said. I do not appreciate that, Illinois. I will remember this come Veterans Day. You will not be receiving my money. Then next game, this was funny. I lost money on this, but as someone who does not like Ohio State as a school, the fact that back-to-back years they have lost to Pitt basketball on a half-court buzzer beater is hilarious. Ohio State was trailing literally the entire game. Then they went up, I think, 6 or 7 points with about 4 or 5 minutes left. Pitt, they get it all the way back to tied. Ohio State takes the lead, 10 seconds left. Pitt says, no thank you. We're going to hit a half-court shot on you. And they do. Pitt wins 67-66. Pittsburgh should have won this game by 20, but the problem was they couldn't hit a shot. They shot 23% from deep. They won the rebound battle. They won the turnover battle. Ohio State had no business winning this game. This was a bad bet. It was their first road game of the year. Probably shouldn't have taken it, but again, Pitt's just awful at basketball, so we've been fading them for a while. That's a really bad loss for Ohio State. That's really bad. Because they're going to lose 4 out of their next 5 games. They go at Northwestern, versus Illinois, versus West Virginia, versus North Carolina. You might lose all of those. We'll be checking in here in 2 weeks on Ohio State. They could very, very easily be 6-5. So, not a good time for Buckeye basketball. All right, that's the recap. Let's get on to the picks for tomorrow. All right, game number 1. It is the Philly 5 battle, LaSalle Penn. This is my favorite bet of the day. I am shocked the over is this low. Give me the over, 150.5. Both of these teams, first-year head coaches for their said universities. We all know Fran McCaffery. He used to coach at Iowa. That man plays quick, real quick, with no defense. He's going to do the same thing with a bunch of really smart white dudes at Penn. It's going to be no different. LaSalle, first-year head coach, Darius Nichols. I think he was on staff previously under Dunphy. Not sure 100% on that, but yeah, this is just going to be Penn determining the pace of the game, getting out in transition, playing quick. That is what a McCaffery team does. LaSalle, 3-4 on the year. This is a back-to-back. The previous day, they lost to Hofstra by 5 points. They do not return a single starter from last year's team. It is a portal team. They do have a decent amount of size to them. They do not play defense well, ranked outside of the top 150 in the country, and they turn it over a bunch, 13 times a game. Penn's defense is really not great, but they do like to jump passing lanes, try to get out in transition, get some free buckets, so that should lead to some points. Penn, they're 4-2 on the year. They just beat Merrimack by 12. Under Fram, brand new identity for this program. They played a top 20 pace in the country. They average 89 points a game. They will be severely undersized. That is a normal factor for a Ivy League school. You are not going to be large, but it doesn't matter when you just chuck a bunch of threes and then take a lot of layups and jumpers from mid-range. So I will take the over 150.5. All right, next game we got really good regional matchup, Buffalo and Canisius. I will take Buffalo. They've been fantastic so far this year. -6.5. I do not think that is enough. Buffalo 7-0 to start the year. That's got to be the first time they've done that in damn near forever. They have high-quality wins over Southern Miss, DePaul on the road, and then Vermont at a neutral. They're a transfer team bringing in some guys from high major programs. They got a sophomore, or a redshirt sophomore from Wisconsin, and then a junior from Maryland. They have size down low. I don't really see how Canisius is going to deal with any of that. This is their only second true road game of the year, so maybe that's why the line is this low. I thought this would have opened at like 9.5 or 10. I was kind of shocked to see this at 6.5. Canisius 4-3 on the year. They are yet to lose a home game, but they haven't really beaten anyone. They beat a D2 school by 1 billion, Mercyhurst by 3, Maryland Eastern Shore by 3. That is a horrible basketball team. And then Binghamton by 9. 43% from the field is what they shoot it. Sub 70% from the free throw line. New team. It's going to take them some time to gel. Again, they haven't beat a good team this year. Your wins are against Mercyhurst, Maryland Eastern Shore, and Binghamton. All of them suck. Give me Buffalo minus 6.5. If I had to guess, it's going to be like 75 to 25% in favor of the Golden Griffs. But we'll see what goes down. These campuses are like 15 minutes from each other, so should be a good matchup. All right, next game we do not have a line for. Whatever the spread is with Longwood, I will be laying it. Maine is horrible at basketball. Both of these teams are on a back-to-back. This is Americans MTE. Both these teams suck, but like, come on. Maine is just so goddamn bad. Longwood, 3-4 on the year. They lost to Siena by 7 points in the day prior. Honestly, not that horrible of a loss. Siena's kind of a good basketball team this year. They struggle shooting the ball from deep, 26% from three-point land. They're going to look to play bully ball down low. They are a much larger team than Maine. Longwood has 3 guys in their starting 5 over 6'7". Maine only has 1. And then every single guy in their starting 5 is over 6'3". So that is nice. Maine, they moved to 0-7. I've watched 3 full games, start to finish, of this team. They're awful. They have no depth at the center position. If that starting dude goes out, they're cooked. They foul way too often. Their coaching staff is the worst in America. They can't shoot the 3-ball. They can't shoot free throws. Every single thing you could possibly do wrong on a basketball court, they do. Every single game. This team is awful. Back-to-back road spot. You're sleeping in a hotel. You're 0-7. Your girlfriend's not responding to your texts. Everything's going wrong. I will take Longwood, whatever they open at. All right, next game we got, it is Western Carolina hitting the road at High Point. I will take High Point, minus 18.5. This is not enough points. High Point has been absolutely nailing teams at home this year. Western Carolina is yet to win a road game on the year. High Point should destroy them. WCU, 3-3 on the year. They won at home against the Division II by 50. Stetson by 11. Then UNC Asheville randomly by 7. It's actually not a bad win. Their losses, they were to Cincinnati by 31, Duke by 41, Lipscomb by 21. They return 2 starters from last year's team. They bring in some mid-major guys. They struggle shooting the ball, ranked in the bottom 50 in field goal percentage, bottom 15 in the country in three-point percentage, and they also turn the ball over a ton, 14 times per game. That is not going to go very well against a High Point defense that is second in America in steals per game. They are number 1 when it comes to being at home in getting steals per game. This should be packed. It's a 2 o'clock game on a Saturday. Kids are back on campus. High Point's previous home games against mid-majors, they've won by 43, 21, and 26. Then they also beat a Division II school by 1 billion. They should have no problem scoring 90-plus here. I don't think Western Carolina is going to hit 70. Give me High Point, minus 18.5. I would lay this all the way to 24. All right, then we get the final game and almost bets. If you've been watching the channel this year, you know I thoroughly enjoy betting IU Indy overs. We have not bet them for probably about 2 weeks. That is mostly because they've been hitting the road. They were at Air Force's MTE. There was no chance I was going to back them at elevation. That just sounds like a horrible idea. Now they're back home, playing in the jungle. I will take them against a very bad Morehead State team. Morehead, 3-4 on the year. Their wins, 2 of them against Division II schools. Then their only other win was University of Louisiana Monroe at home by 3. Their losses, Wake Forest by 16, Clemson by 26, ETSU by 15, Georgia by 29. They actually play at a relatively quick pace. It's top 150, but that is nothing compared to the Jaguars. Morehead State, they do not shoot the 3-ball well, and their defense is ranked 330th in college basketball. And now you're going up against Ooey Pooey. IUND 2-6 on the year. However, they are 1-1 at home, so they're due for another win. Their style of basketball is crazy. If you have not watched this team play, just turn it on. ESPN Plus will have their game. They press the entire time. They chuck 3-pointers from anywhere. It's either a layup or it's a 3-pointer. There's no in between. It is fantastic. Give me IUND minus 2.5. Give me the over 180, 1.5. All right, then finally we got the almost bets. First one, Niagara at home, minus 105 money line. I know Niagara is not that good this year, but Detroit Mercy, being a road favorite to anyone, should not be allowed. Therefore, I will take Niagara. Next one, Tennessee Tech, Georgia. Give me Georgia, minus 33.5. Georgia has been beaten the absolute piss out of all these mid-majors that come to them. They're on a mission. They got, what's that one? They got Blue Cane. Blue Cane's a dog. I will take Georgia, minus 33.5. Next game, Mercer, Elon. I like both of these schools. They have won us money this year. I will take Elon at home, minus 1.5. I think they have the better backcourt. Mercer probably has the better big guys down low. But both of these teams like to shoot threes, so I will take the better backcourt, minus 1.5 at home. All right, that's going to do it for me in this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. Reminder, subscribe if you've already not. I'm trying to hit 15K by the new year. All right, that's it. I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.